Welcome back to Great Day. We'll explain that in a second. If you've ever shopped for an electricity plan, you know it can feel like you're lost at sea. With so many providers to choose from, it's not always easy to know which one is the right fit for you. Octopus Energy takes a customer-first approach with transparent plans, easy to understand bills, and creative ways to reward customers. Joining us with more on what helps them stand out in a sea of providers is Katie Rosario with Octopus Energy. Hello there.
How are you?
I'm good. Okay, we're in a sea of octopus right now.
We are. We took over.
One is it octopi?
Yes,
yeah,
octopi.
Right.
We have a set of octopi here today.
All right. Now, obviously, energy is so important. We all rely on it. In fact, in Houston alone, when air conditioning came, it literally drastically reduced the mortality rate in the city, making the city someplace you can live all year round. So, you know Texas weather.
Yes. It is quite insane.
Yeah.
I've been a lifelong Texan since I've been here since I was 7 years old, so I definitely understand the ups and downs of the Texas weather and how we're a many a pun in the energy industry, and just given its incredibly volatile environment.
Yeah, it is. And your service before Octopus, you dealt with confusing plans, surprising bills, the gimmicks part that a lot of us fall for.
It sure has. So I, as any other Texan, I totally understand the feat of having to shop for your energy plan every year. And it's, to use your pun earlier, there's a sea of providers to choose from, so knowing which one is best for you is always a daunting challenge. And so being able to work at Octopus Energy and all the people that we're surrounded with and I work with, we are able to bring that experience as a Texas energy shopper to Octopus Energy, so we get to actually build the experience we've always searched and wanted for. So it's exciting.
And you started an actual customer. You were like literally, you were searching for a plan. You wanted to know what you were paying for. And so how did you find Octopus?
The Constantine logo was a first dead giveaway. That one was really easy. But whenever I started looking about Octopus Energy, everything just seemed very transparent, very straightforward, very easy to understand. And sometimes shopping for an energy plan almost feels like you kind of have to speak a second language, understanding like what's minimum usage tariff, time of use, and just all of these things. And Octopus Energy just made it super simple. So
tell us about the company itself.
So Octopus Energy actually started a few years ago. We are a UK-based company and quickly blossomed to be the largest energy supplier over in the UK. And naturally, we spread our tentacles globally. And so
which is what kind of goes behind the name, is that there's several ways to deal with different things.
Yes, absolutely. So we spread our tentacles globally, and we made home here in Houston about 5 years ago.
Yeah. One of the things you say that makes it so much easier because it's so transparent, no need to kilowatt watch.
Yes.
I love that phrase. You don't need to kilowatt watch, because there are some people who go, okay, how many kilowatt, and what am I paying for this, and the whole bit,
Yeah, it can definitely be really daunting, especially if you're on a plan, you signed up, you went for the cheapest rate, and then you get locked into something to where you're constantly having to monitor your usage, whether it's like the time of day you're using energy or the time of week. It can be a lot. So it can be really hard to shop for a plan.
One of the best things here is when you need help, you call, and what happens?
You get another human on the end. So we love AI for lots of different things, but at Octopus Energy, AI simply cannot replace the human-to-human interaction. So we're really big on customer service, customer love, all of those things. So if you call us, send an email, text message, DM us on any of your favorite social platforms, always get a human at the end.
You're always looking for new ways to reward customers as well.
So we do that through a few different ways. So what makes Octopus Energy truly different from everyone else is, every Texan expects good customer service. They expect a plan that they understand, and they expect a bill that's super clear and understand what you're paying for.
Yeah, for something that's this critical.
Exactly. And so we do all of those things like exceptionally well, ridiculously well. But where we really thrive is our customer experience and our customer service. And it all is built around driving an experience that customers want to participate in and that they feel that they can engage with. But also at the end of the day, save them money, because all the cute plushies in the world can't make your bank account hurt a little less whenever you get your bill at the end of the month. So we do a lot of different initiatives, from saving sessions and fan clubs to help customers save on their bill, while also trying to create just a generally fun experience.
And just conversation among friends. I know sometimes people say, well, how much are you paying a month? We're paying da-da-da. Oh, I'm switching to you. Well, it's like, wait a minute, stop. Your house is different than the other house. Your usage is different. No two homes use energy the same way. And so that's why if you can have a straightforward fixed rate plan available, that makes it so much easier.
It does, because again, to your point earlier, you're not having to kilowatt watch. And so you just simply turn on your lights whenever you need to. You run your dishwasher, your washing machine, whatever it may be, and you just you go on and you go about your day. Or we also have plans that are available for people who do prefer to shift their usage and maximize their usage for that.
Depending on what's happening in their home.
Exactly.
They may have an electric car,
exactly.
For example,
No two homes are the same. No two homes use energy the same, which is why we have different plans for different households.
All right, Intelligent Octopus. How can that help us?
So Intelligent Octopus is really great. So it is like an automated energy shift. So think about whenever you charge your EV at night, sometimes you plug in and you're trying to make sure you're charging your EV at the right hours. Intelligent Octopus, for example, will connect to your EV charger, and it'll optimize your charging schedule based on when the energy is greenest. So you don't have to worry about making sure that your EV's charging at these certain times. We'll do all that for you. All you need to do is just plug it in and go.
You'll also work with people who have solar panels.
Yes, we do. So we have a solar buyback program, and we basically buy back all of your excess energy at the Texas wholesale rate.
All right. You also have a Texas incentive when the grid is tight.
So so we have two things that are actually really unique. So we have this program called Saving Sessions, and it's born off a UK favorite where grid operators basically would tell the retailers, hey, we've got a lot of demand on the grid, help us curb usage. And that's something that's very common here in Texas. But what makes Octopus really different is that we would then pay customers for that. So we took that adoption and we brought it to the Texas market, but we added our own Texas twist to it. So while we'll pay customers to use less energy, we also do something that's very different, is we will pay customers to use more energy. And
because sometimes there's a surplus.
There's an excess amount of energy on the grid during the day, and so we thought, why not have customers get rewarded for that? So we've dubbed Saving Sessions, where we'll pay customers to use more or less energy, just kind of depending on the grid.
And then there's a emphasis on the word fan club program.
Yes. So as you know, we are a big fan of puns and alliteration. So we have something called Fan Club, a la turbines. So basically, with Fan Club, whenever the Texas grid is, or whenever the grid is mostly, made up of wind energy, we'll pay you up to 50% off your energy rate during those times. And what's really great about Saving Sessions or Fan Club or any of our other initiatives is you can think of them as extra credit for class. Like if you're already really happy with your grade and you don't really want to do any more of it, no harm, no foul. Yeah. But if you want to save a bit of extra money, you can utilize Saving Sessions or Fan Club or any of our other promotions to save extra on your bill, and you can participate in it risk-free. So the more you shift, the more you save. But if you also want to participate, just jump in it and just to have fun and do something, then it's easy for you.
The Octopus Power Store.
Yes. So Octopus Power Store is our home battery backup solution for whenever you might lose power. We didn't plan this segment, but there is a tropical storm brewing in the Gulf right now. Yeah. And so naturally a lot of people are thinking oh God, what if I have a power outage? And so Power Store is meant to be your solution for that. So it is $45 a month. You get a 30 megawatt, or you get a large battery backup onto your home, and it is zero upfront costs, zero installation fees, none of that, and then you can actually own your battery after 5 years.
You also have a number of customer appreciation things that you do. The World Cup, every time the U.S. played, you gave away free power to 1,000 customers. That's awesome. You have a Customer Love Month.
Yes. So again, you'll find that we're always trying to make energy really fun at the end of the day. So with the World Cup, we did give away power to customers anytime USA played. And then Customer Love Month was something that we took out of Valentine's Day is, synonymous with the day. And so we were like, let's make it more. So we did an entire month of love where every day we did gift cards or bill credit giveaways, tech packs, swag bags, anything you name it, just to show our customer love and appreciation. And those are just two very small examples of all of the things we do to help our customers.
There are a lot of arms to this, right? But as we mentioned
arms.
earlier, the good part is that you can call and get a human if you have a question about anything. And also look at your reviews. I'm going to read one from Kimberly, 5-star review: saving money and still getting great service. My other energy provider was charging way too much, so this is also a huge relief. But the other thing is, yes, save money, but the other big one is getting customer service. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank
All right,
you.
You and I both, you wore the polka dot pants. I have a polka dot skirt. I think we made our point today. There you go, right there. All right. If you've ever been thinking about switching providers or your contract is coming to an end, visit octopusenergy.com, octopusenergy.com. Enter your zip code, explore the plans available in your area, and find the one that's best for your household. For more information, you can also give them a call at this number right there on your screen, 833-628-6888. Again, that number is 833-628-6888, and you can find them on all social media platforms.